my commentary over these scenes. I didn't want to give away too much of the movie, so all of these are silent. And I thought about putting over some music, but I decided just to do commentary. As you can see, Mike Nietzsche didn't like me in that shot. We had a bunch of lights on set, and he just refused to use them. He wanted to light the whole movie with one light. So I'm completely in the dark. And the day we were shooting this, he showed up an hour and 20 minutes late, even though I had rented him a hotel room not far from where we were shooting this scene. And I said to him, I would like you to stay because you live all the way in Brandon, and I don't want you to be late. We have limited time at this location. He's like, no, I'll be there. You don't worry about me. You don't worry about me. And then, of course, he shows up an hour and 20 minutes late. And here's a typical Nietzsche shot, which is just an extreme close-up. That's him going a little bit back, but don't worry, he'll get back in again. As you can see, there's no shot outside of that one quick shot you saw at the beginning, where it's the three of us. At this point, it's just three talking heads, and one that's not lit well, which is me. And the rest is just close-ups. It is just claustrophobic. It doesn't look good. And when I went up to Nietzsche, because I did him a favor. He was shooting some music video, and I drove some people that were in his music video to his thing to shoot. And I said to him on that day, I said, I want to reshoot this scene because I don't think it looks good. And he's like, oh, what are you talking about? It's beautiful. Oh, look how close that camera is on Mike Dufau. It's so right in his face. And he was like, oh, this is beautiful. What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, it just does not work. This scene does not work. It is nothing but extreme close-ups, like right there. And, I was playing off of them, and you don't know it because we never got a master. Mike Nietzsche does not understand what a master is. He never shoots them. He ignores them. He does not know how to shoot a narrative film. He comes from music videos, and he shoots movies like music videos. And that's what you're seeing here is just close-ups. And it was frightening. When I looked, I remember I was sitting with Mike Dufau and Richard Nasky, who helped me come up with the story for this movie, and we made Actors Apocalypse together. And we were watching this footage, and I was scared. I was literally scared. I was like, how more horrible could this footage be? And it's shocking that Mike Dufau watched this footage and didn't know how awful it was. It's like he had never seen a movie before, because me and Rich both knew that this was garbage footage. And and people say, oh, why didn't you talk it through with Mike Nietzsche? And there's no talking to him. He thinks he knows everything. To get actual shots I needed was a fight. I would go, oh, I need you to get this. And he'd be like, why do you need that? And it'd be like, well, maybe if you read the script, you know why I need that. Because Mike Nietzsche doesn't like to read the scripts of the movies he works on. So there's that too. He's just not a good DP, but he tells you he's a great DP. And for some reason, some people get suckered into thinking that. I know the first movie he shot, everyone who's seen it has said it is about 80% close-ups, and it's one of the most claustrophobic movies they've ever seen. So that's his MO. All he knows how to do is shoot close-ups. And the strange thing is, when he would listen to me, which was rare, he would do good work when he would listen to me and get the shots I told him to get. But it is a challenge because when he comes on set, he believes he's the director, and he pretty much takes over the whole set. And believe me, when I ended up having to fire him because he didn't come through on stuff he promised, he's a liar. He's so into his bullshit that everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And here's the Wheat Buckley, my new DP, who is phenomenal. Like, this is a guy that you love having on set, who knows how to shoot a movie. If you notice, look, I am lit in my takes. Look, we're getting more open shots, and this is a rough version. Both of these scenes were rough edits. As you'll notice on some of the shots, you'll see a little bit of the boom mic in the corner, but we're going to be cropping that out. So you might be like, you got a boom mic in your shot. Well, we're going to get rid of it. So don't get all angry and shit. But this, I think, just looks so much better because Wheat is a professional. Wheat, everyone on set loved Wheat. I would look at the footage every day and be like, oh my God. And me and Wheat would actually sit down and talk about the next day's shooting. It was an amazing experience to work with a DP who was a collaborator, and Mike Nietzsche is not a collaborator. Having Mike Nietzsche DP your film is a dictatorship because he's not happy unless he's taken over. I mean, when I fired Nietzsche, people who worked on my set were happy. We always talk about, after we finish shooting Dangerous People, about how, like, the two sets were so much different. The Nietzsche set was very standoffish, uncomfortable, and with Wheat, it was just a fun set, getting work done, getting work we were proud of done. It was just an all-around better experience. And people say, why are you, attacking Nietzsche so much? Actually, no one does that, but I'm playing devil's advocate because everyone who's worked on the movie actually enjoys this. It's because you also have to warn people about, people you shouldn't work with in this area. I mean, we're all working on movies for very little money. We're doing it for little to no money. And the one thing you should do when you're making these movies is enjoy it. And make the movie you want to make. As a director, you don't want to, because at the beginning of the movie, when I was working with Nietzsche, I would say probably, if I had stuck with him, if I was stupid and retarded enough to stick with him, the movie probably would have been 20% mine and would have been mostly Nietzsche's. Now I can definitely say that Dangerous People is my movie. Some people will be believe, because Mike Nietzsche talks himself up a lot. He's his own biggest fan. He's definitely a narcissist. And if he wants on your movie, he's taken a big percentage ownership of the movie, and it's not worth it. His work is not worth it. You can look at the difference between these two scenes, and you can tell who the real talented director of photography is. Nietzsche comes on like he's a big deal, but I've seen where Nietzsche lives. I've been to his apartment, and I'm being kind and saying it's a step above the projects. So if you want to believe his, oh, look at me, I'm such a big shot type, routine, then go ahead. I mean, you're the one who's going to be paying for it in the long run. I mean, I've been dealing with various aspects of this business for a while. I've, worked for a video company releasing movies that were carried by Best Buy and all this. I worked on, Actors Apocalypse, which I produced and co-wrote and acted in, Richard Anaski's film, and, that got major distribution. It was on Netflix and streaming for about 3, 4 years. So I have a better portfolio than Mike Nietzsche, and I know how this business runs better than Mike Nietzsche. What has Mike Nietzsche done outside of a few shot a couple of films in Tampa that have not gotten any distribution as of yet? And, I know this business way better than he does. But he'll tell you he knows it better. And he'll make a pretty convincing case for himself, but his case is built on a bunch of bullshit. So if, I'm just giving a warning to all filmmakers out here. Do not work with Mike Nietzsche. He is awful. And also, I've talked to other actors who've worked on other productions he's on who have been injured because of his incompetence. And it's just not worth the problems. Just find a better DP. They're out there. Wheat Buckley is one of them. He is one of the best people I've ever worked with. And I see that this is ending soon. So, you guys can make your own decision if Mike Nietzsche is a bad DP by watching this.